Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here, once again for another video, right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down below, and subscribe to all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and don't forget to share the video all over the internet and tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload. That's it. Simple as that. That's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday afternoon, January the 27th, 2021, I want to talk about some wrestling news that's been going around the last couple of days. I heard something on my phone's going off, but anyway, so I got some wrestling news to talk about that's been going around the wrestling world. Just want to talk various wrestling topics, but a couple, but two in particular, as the title below says. Now, I want to make this. I'm going to try to make this a quick video. I'm not going to delve in, go along with this video. I just want to do it really quickly. And I decided to go live with it because I would have done it on my phone, but my phone's charging, so it is what it is. But there's some stuff, you know, it's Royal Rumble week. You got SmackDown this Friday night, the go-home show, and then this Sunday, the Royal Rumble match. The Royal Rumble pay-per-view with the men's and women's Royal Rumble. And Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in a last man standing match for the Universal title. And you got Charlotte and Asuka defending the women's tag team belts against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So we got all that. And this Saturday, the return of WWE Backstage with Renee Paquette, or Renee Moxley, whatever you want to call her, and Booker T, sucker. They're coming back. They're going to have two big announcements. First one is going to be the number 30 entrant in the Royal Rumble. So we'll see who comes out last in the men's Royal Rumble, which will probably be Brock Lesnar. But then again, it could be somebody else. We don't know. And the second announcement is going to be the first two participants in the women's Royal Rumble. So we'll see who comes out number 1 and number 2 to start off the women's Royal Rumble. And could be anybody, but we'll see what happens with that. But the big news coming out just come out yesterday, but I wanted to talk about it today, and which kind of interesting news. They're talking about the finish to the men's Royal Rumble match, and saying that it's going to be scary, scary. That's what I'm going to say. So there's a lot of people on the internet talking about, well, what could this mean? So I had my own theories, and I'm going to talk about this. One of my theories is, since it's scary, obviously is Bray Wyatt coming out with his new look. Possibly at number 30, who knows? But if it's a scary finish, possibly be Bray Wyatt coming out and doing something scary. Who knows? Maybe throw a fireball in Randy Orton's face again. I don't know. Or, you know, just him coming out with his new look. Possibly at number 30. And you can go to hell. That's all I got to say about that. So, yeah, it could possibly be Bray Wyatt. Well, so there's a lot of rumblings that Bray Wyatt is going to be coming back with his new look, to continue his feud with Randy Orton and his monotonous voice. So we'll see what happens with that. Then, as we saw on Monday Night Raw, this past Monday night, if you missed it, too bad for you. We saw the well, not the return, but we saw the rated R superstar Edge appear and cut a promo and announce himself for the Royal Rumble. So he's gonna be in the Rumble once again. Coming stemming from last year's Royal Rumble when he made a surprise appearance at number 26 or 27, I believe. Eliminated Randy Orton, then got eliminated by, I think he got eliminated by Drew or Roman, and what was one of those guys. So Edge is in the Rumble, and there's a lot of talk that Edge might win the Rumble. There was talk months ago that Edge was going to come back, was going to enter the Royal Rumble and possibly win the Royal Rumble. But there hasn't really been talk of Edge. Now Edge came back on Monday night, so now there's a good possibility that Edge might win the Rumble, face the WWE champion, whether it be Drew McIntyre or Goldberg. We'll see. I really don't want to see Goldberg and Edge. So we'll see what happens with that. But if Edge does win, then you think about Drew McIntyre and Goldberg. A lot of people picking Goldberg to win, obviously, because every fucking year he comes back, he wins the title. Like he did in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, last year. Yeah, pick my nose. I don't care. Yeah, so there's a lot of talk about Goldberg and Drew McIntyre, the finish to that match. What could happen? Depending on who wins. I would assume that the Drew McIntyre-Goldberg match will probably go on last or go on next to last, or maybe somewhere near the end of the show. Probably, actually, I would think Roman versus Kevin Owens will go on last because that's going to be a longer match because it's the last man standing match, which is going to go all over the place. Because Roman has to go on last because he's the tribal chief. And you have to respect the tribal chief and his associate Paul Heyman, because Paul Heyman is from New York and he will whoop your ass. Just saying. But, yeah, I mean, the finish to that match could play into the finish of the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble match. Now, let's say if Edge does win, you go to the WWE title match, and you wonder what's going to happen. Drew could possibly retain the title. A lot of people picking Drew. That's your opinion, but I'm picking Goldberg for just because I just really think Goldberg's going to win. Obviously, they didn't bring him back just to lose. Had to bring back 55-year-old Goldberg to win a title again and hold it for 2 months, like he has the last couple times he held the belt. Just saying. And then there's talk of Goldberg and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania again. I mean, how many times do we have to see that at WrestleMania? Didn't work at WrestleMania 20. Didn't work at WrestleMania 33, I think it was. When Brock beat Goldberg to get back I believe it was I think he won the WWE title from Goldberg, or I think it was the Universal title. But you want to see this again for the third time at WrestleMania? You want to see Brock and Goldberg go at it for the Universal title? I don't. I'm just saying, I don't want to see it. I think Edge and Drew McIntyre will be a better match and have better hype. But we'll see what happens with that. I mean, my winner of the Royal Rumble. I'm going to spoil the predictions a little bit, but my overall pick to win the Royal Rumble is Big E. If it's somebody on Raw, I would probably think it'd be me, if a returning Brock Lesnar, Keith Lee, and Keith Lee, really. I really don't think anybody else on Raw. I mean, that's a semi-major star could win the Rumble. But we'll see what happens with that. Now on SmackDown, like I said, it'll probably be Big E. He's the front runner. Possibly Daniel Bryan to face Roman. To start that feud going. Because they want to do that, and I think Bryan wants to have a final title run before he officially, this time, really retires to be with his 2 kids and Brie Bella. So he's a candidate to win. Cesaro is a candidate to win. I would love Cesaro to win. Go to WrestleMania and face Roman or face whoever. I would love Cesaro to win, but I don't think he's going to. But it is what it is. So I mean, it could be Cesaro, it could be Daniel Bryan, or Big E on the SmackDown side. But I don't think this is big news, but the big thing coming out of this, it's been reported that WrestleMania is coming up in April, and they want to make this a big, a spectacle like it always is, with the legends of WrestleMania. They're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin being at WrestleMania. They're talking about Hulk Hogan brother being at WrestleMania. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. Of course, they're actually finally doing the Hall of Fame, which was supposed to be last year, but thanks to this fucking virus, never happened. So we're going to get the NWO, Hogan, Hall, and Nash, Batista, the Bella Sluts, and I believe JBL is going to be doing the Hall of Fame. So JBL will be there, and the Bella Sluts, of course, and Batista. But one name that is a lock for WrestleMania, and it's been reported today and yesterday as well, is the man who we can't see. You know who he is, ladies and gentlemen, the 16-time world champion and utter disgrace to the wrestling business, John Cena. Yes, John Cena is going to be at WrestleMania. I don't know, in a wrestling role or just make an appearance. We don't know yet. But when I heard this news, I was like, if Cena's going to be at WrestleMania, and if it's in a wrestling role, guess what is going to happen? And this is I'm not going to say this is a prediction or it's a spoiler, as Paul Heyman says. I can almost guarantee you John Cena will be in the Royal Rumble match and win the Royal Rumble and face Drew McIntyre or Goldberg at WrestleMania. I mean, really, do we need to see Cena? So this pissed me off. I mean, really. I was like, yup, Cena's going to win the Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania because he's locked to be at WrestleMania. He's going to face Drew. He's going to face Goldberg. Maybe face Roman. Who knows? I really don't want him to face Roman again. And possibly be the man to beat Ric Flair's record to get his 17th world title. But really, do we need to see Cena with another ridiculous title reign? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if Cena does win the Rumble, it's only because of to sell WrestleMania. To get people, the people that are going to WrestleMania, the supposedly 15,000 fans that might be at Raymond J Stadium in Tampa on April 10th and 11th. They want a big match for, I would say, night 2 of WrestleMania. I doubt it's gonna be on night 1. So there's a big possibility, like the title below says, and I put a question mark on it, so it's not clickbait, because we all know the master of clickbaiting. As the title below says, Cena to win the Rumble. Could he possibly be at the Rumble? Because we all know at the Royal Rumble there was surprise entrance and people coming back. So who knows? Cena might appear at the Rumble. He might be a surprise entrant. He might come out like at number 25, number 26, 27, 28, 29, possibly number 30. Comes out, does his 5 minutes of, no, yeah, you can't see me. I'm going to do the fine knuckle shuffle. I love the kids, children. I got to go to WrestleMania, children. So it's a possibility. This is a possibility. This is not locked. I mean, it's not confirmed or anything. I'm saying it as a possibility that John Cena will be at the Royal Rumble, enter the Royal Rumble match, win the Royal Rumble match, face Drew, face Oberg, or possibly face Roman for the title, but lose. But like I said, we don't need Cena. We don't need Cena. WWE is fine without Cena. It's really fine. We don't need Cena. Cena's garbage. Let him do his fucking Hollywood shit. Let him promote Fast and Furious 9 with Vin Diesel and The Rock. Let him bang his new wife. Go do that. Stay the fuck away from the WWE. That's all I gotta say. I gotta say about that. So the possibility Cena might enter the Rumble, win the Rumble, go to WrestleMania, and face either Drew McIntyre, Goldberg, or Roman Reigns. Because he's a lock for WrestleMania, and but it's not confirmed that he's gonna have a match or he's just gonna appear. We don't know yet. But I think when we at the Royal Rumble, we'll get confirmation of that. Or get something. We shall see. Excuse me. And that's basically all I got to say about that. So, like I said, Cena possibly be at the Rumble. Who knows? I hope not. But those are the possibilities for the Royal Rumble. And the scary finish they're talking about. It would be really scary for Cena to win. But, like I said, Bray Wyatt might come back with his new look to continue his feud with Randy Orton in his monotonous voice, and to get payback on Mr. Orton for hitting the Gilmore Cutter. Bang! It's not the RKO. It's not the Diamond Cutter. It's not the Ace Crusher. It's the fucking Gilmore Cutter, and it's fucking copyrighted. All these other guys stole my fucking move. But I do it much better. And if you don't believe me, go ask anybody in the XWF. Or any EFED I've been in the NW, with my good buddy Scott Casey Gale in the NWS, my good buddy Wrestling Jesus, alrighty, and the Wrestling Juggernauts. Ask anybody. Nobody gets up from that shit. Nobody. As soon as I hit the Gilmore Cutter, it's over. It is, as Matt Hardy used to say, it is over. Get it. But I digress. So yeah, like I said, Bray Wyatt might come back. Others might come back. Who knows? So that's basically the news about the Royal Rumble, and that's basically that's all I gotta say about the Royal Rumble. So we'll see what happens at the Royal Rumble. Got just about 4 days away right now. All right, let's acknowledge the chat for a little bit. My good buddy Nick Infante 92. What's up, Nick? How you doing? And we got this guy, Shubham Mishra. Don't know if that's a troll. I really don't care. But he asks a good question. So I'll answer it anyway. Women's Royal Rumble winner prediction. Now, like I said, I'll talk about this on TGC 185 this weekend. But I'll give it now. I'll give it right now. My top picks for the Women's Royal Rumble are Rhea Ripley, kind of agreeing with my good buddy Mike Salim. Rhea Ripley before she goes to the main roster. I think Rhea Ripley is a possibility. I think she's maybe the front runner for like everybody's picks. So Rhea Ripley, Charlotte going back to back, winning it. Do we really want to see Charlotte and Asuka again at WrestleMania, like we saw at WrestleMania 32? Don't get me started with that match. Don't get me started. Asuka should have never lost that match. I'm sorry. Should have kept her freaking undefeated streak and lost to somebody credible like Becky. Not Charlotte. Just because her last name is Flair, she has to get her way and beat and end the streak. Because every streak ends at WrestleMania, doesn't it? Like Undertaker's streak ending at WrestleMania 30 to Brock when it shouldn't have been Brock. We all thought it was going to be Cena. How pissed we were going to be if Cena would have been it. We all thought maybe CM Punk might have been it. Might have done it at WrestleMania 28. He was close. He came close to beating him. Orton could have been, the legend killer. I mean, the biggest legend in WWE. Orton could have killed the biggest legend in the WWE at WrestleMania 20, I believe 26 or 27. But Taker chose Brock. Why? Because he's good friends with Brock. If you remember back then when Brock was in the UFC, Taker was at one of his fights, and at the end, I think Brock won the fight, I should say, and they had a stare down between Brock and Taker, and Taker's like, "You want to go, son? You want to go?" That was the hype. That started the hype. And that started the hype to what became WrestleMania 30. No, a lot of people don't know that. Everybody thinks that, like the whole thing with, Brock, the whole thing with Brock coming out saying, "I'm going to conquer the streak." And then Undertaker stabbing Brock in the hand with a pen. Didn't happen on Raw. That didn't start on Raw. It started in the UFC. I'm just saying. That's all I can say about that. So like I said, the Women's Royal Rumble, I got Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, Becky, if she does come back, which may or may not. She may or may not. Because really, I mean, it's not that many women in the Royal Rumble. Anyway, they're gonna bring a lot of people from NXT, like Katie Catanzaro, Kaden Carter, maybe like girls like Aaliyah, maybe Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, maybe Candice LeRae might be in it. Indy Hartwell might be in it. Shotzi might be in it. I doubt Io, but I would love Io to be in the fucking Rumble and win the Royal Rumble and win it, but she's not. Mercedes Martinez might be in it. Who else? Yeah, so a lot of people from NXT are gonna be on it. All the ladies from NXT. Tamina's gonna be in it. Natalia. I don't know. I don't know if Carmella's gonna be in it. Sasha might. I don't know if Sasha's in it. Bailey's in it. I know that. But I don't know if they're doing a women's title match, SmackDown women's title match between Sasha Banks, the boss, and Carmella, stemming from what happened on SmackDown. We know Asuka's is not defending the Raw Women's title because she's defending the women's tag team belts with Charlotte against Shayna and Nia Jax, who are in the Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble match. So they're doing double duty. Charlotte's doing double duty. I highly doubt Asuka's going to be in it. Alexa Bliss is going to be in it with her 2 characters, maybe 3 characters. Maybe the Goddess might be there. I don't know, but she's in it. Peyton Royce will probably be in it. I don't know about Lacey Evans, classy Lacey Evans. I don't know if she's going to be in it. Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke will probably be in it. The Riot Squad are going to be in it. Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot, they're going to be in it. Billy Kay will probably be in it and act like a complete fool. So really, my top picks and my prediction is Rhea Ripley, but I would not be surprised if it's Charlotte, though I don't want it to be, and possibly Becky. And the outside chance, maybe like a 10% chance, Ronda Rousey, if she decides to come back. But overall, I think my women's Royal Rumble prediction, the women's Royal Rumble winner prediction will be Rhea Ripley, or it could be Bianca Belair. It's between those two. Those two, right now, between Rhea Ripley and Bianca. And I would love to see Bianca and Sasha at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's title. I would mark the fuck out for that match. And hopefully Bianca wins the match. Because I think she deserves that belt. Because she is the EST of WWE. And I play with my hair. And that whole freaking obstacle course thing on SmackDown was fucking pathetic. I mean, you knew that she was obviously gonna beat Bayley. I mean, obviously. I mean, she picked up 350-pound Otis. Just saying. There's no way Otis is winning the fucking Rumble. No way Chad Gable is winning that shit either. I think Otis is on his way out because, there's nothing for Otis right now. Or Chad Gable. Chad Gable might be going to AEW. Just saying. So that's all I gotta say about that. So once again, Rhea Ripley and possibly Bianca Belair will probably win the Women's Royal Rumble match, and that's that. All right, Nick Infante says Cena winning the Rumble will be a big FU to the WWE. No pun intended with the FU. Yes. If Cena does win, it's a big, humongous FU. Big, gigantic, enormous FU to the WWE and the fans. The fans will fucking revolt. I'll tell you right now. If Cena does, I would go as far as saying if Cena does win, the people that have Peacock, the subscribers on Peacock, bye-bye. You can kiss the Peacock subscribers bye-bye, because nobody's gonna want to watch the network on WWE Cock. Sorry, not Peacock, WWE Cock. Or Cock. But whatever. So it's going to be a big FU and a big FU to all the fucking superstars of the WWE that deserve to win that fucking thing, like Cesaro, like Daniel Bryan, like a Keith Lee, you know, or a possible Edge. Cena wins, you can kiss that goodbye. Those guys goodbye because at WrestleMania, and then the match at WrestleMania is gonna suck because we don't want to see Cena in a title match at WrestleMania and have him win it, and then we have to see him on Raw or SmackDown. The ratings go with Cena. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. And that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, Cena winning the Royal Rumble will be a big, gigantic, big FU to the WWE, and I don't think the WWE will recover from it, or any of the superstars will recover. I think they will revolt and want to go to AEW or Impact, or maybe Ring of Honor, or possibly New Japan. I really think most people in the WWE want to go to AEW because it's the fucking number one promotion in the world. Actually, number 2 promotion in the world next to New Japan. Because New Japan is number 1. Japan, number 1. I'm Terry Funk. I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Japan, number 1. Forever. Ain't that right, Cactus? Batman Terry. You think of legends in Japan. Fucking Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, and Terry Funk. Legends. If you've watched FMW or All Japan or Big Japan, or those fucking barbed wire matches, the barbed wire bomb matches. Whew. Sadly, we'll never see them again. Well, CCW is, I don't know what's going on. What happened with CCW? I think CCW is dead and gone now. It sucks. It fucking sucks. No more hardcore wrestling unless you're in an indie fed like GCW or ICW, which is basically based around the northeast area. Well, GCW goes like Florida and other states. ICW is basically in Jersey, and they go to Florida as well. But that's if you want hardcore, you want blood, you want bombs and all this shit. Check out GCW on the Fight Network, and ICW on the Fight Network. Go watch that shit. Or go to the events. People. There are people going now. I mean, there's some indie feds here in the New Jersey, New York area that are going right now. WOW is going on. They're basically doing YouTube shows on the YouTube channel from Staten Island. Not coming anywhere in the New York area. Sucks. I think I gotta call Joey B, but it is what it is. And Pro Wrestling Magic is in New Jersey. They have a show called the Roaring 20s coming up, I think, this weekend or sometime soon. So check that out if you're in the New Jersey area. I'm not going to it because I got work, so it is what it is. But that's hardcore wrestling right there. H2O wrestling, which a good buddy and now retired former two-time CCW World Heavyweight Champion, Deathmatch Champion, the fucking guy that beat the living crap out of Onita. Another god of Japan, Onita. Woohoo! If you never saw Onita, oh my god, you people are missing out. I'm telling you, people, if you're a millennial, because I know there's a lot of millennials on this fucking website. I'm one of the legends, like WJ and Jerry and my good buddy Jeff the Iceman, even though he doesn't do YouTube videos anymore. The old farts of this so-called community called the YWC. even though it's not even a community because the community full of retards. But I digress. We grew up on Onito. We grew up on Terry Funk and Cactus Jack and all those barbed wire bomb matches and all that crazy stuff in Japan. The time bomb matches, the electric cage matches with Sabu and Hayabusa. And, oh my god. I feel like watching one of those fucking matches right now, but who knows what's gonna happen with that. I'm looking over my TV. I'm kind of rewatching SmackDown. Not that I care. I already talked about SmackDown earlier in the week, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. All right, let's move on from there. I don't want to talk about hardcore wrestling. I could do that for an hour. I could do it for hours, but I'm not going to. But yeah, Cena winning the Royal Rumble was a big FU. No pun intended. All right, that's that. Who do you think will win between Drew McIntyre and Goldberg? It could go either way, Nick. It can go either way. I predicted Goldberg. I'm going to stay with that prediction. I'm going with Goldberg to win and winning another title. When not that he needs it. And he's going to go on to WrestleMania, face whoever wins the Rumble. It could be Edge. It could be Keith Lee. It's not going to be Big E because if Big E wins, he's going to face Roman. So if it's a Raw superstar, it'd probably be, I would think, Edge or Keith Lee. And Keith Lee versus Goldberg could be, I would think it'd be okay. But I think Keith Lee will get his ass handed to him. And like I said, if it's Edge and Goldberg, it's going to suck. Because Edge is probably going to beat Goldberg, probably with help from Brock, because Brock may come back at the Rumble, or he might come back at the WrestleMania that cost Goldberg the belt. And then we'll have another match between those guys, maybe at Extreme Rules. Not that anybody wants to see it. But we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. But I'm going to go with my gut. And I think Goldberg will win, but I would not be surprised if Drew retains. I would not be surprised. And then Drew goes on to win, goes to WrestleMania, possibly faces Edge or Keith Lee. But we'll see what happens. So Goldberg will win. I don't know what's I'm hearing though. My dog going on. Still got company over, but it is what it is. Blah 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 blah. All right. SmackDown is the cure for insomnia. No, that's Raw. That's Raw, Nick. SmackDown has been actually decent, over the last few weeks. But Raw is just garbage. And I said it, I think yesterday I said it. Raw needs to go back to 2 hours. This 3-hour crap just needs to stop. I know you got a big, humongous roster. You need to put a lot of people on the roster. You need to fill time with what you got. But at least can you use some people from catering, like Nikki Cross? Oh, it's another one. Naomi? Where is Naomi? We haven't seen her in a year. She's not hurt, I don't think. I know Jey Uso's hurt. Not Jimmy Uso. Jimmy's getting his dick sucked by Naomi on a daily basis. I mean, for the past year. Maybe Naomi finally comes back at the Rumble. Not that she's going to win it. I want to feel the glow. Not that kind of glow, but it is what it is. But, I mean, where is Naomi? We haven't seen Naomi. And the outside shot. Ooh, Eva Marie is coming back. Ooh. Eva Marie. Ooh, the person that can't wrestle. Who should really be in porn. Not that she do good in porn. Ex-Sonny, that one. Oh boy. Sonny was hot back in the day. She should have done porn then, not a few years ago, when she looked like a fucking drug addict. No. She should have done porn in the 90s, not 20 some odd years later. Because that porno was horrible. It was fucking horrible. Hey Nick, have you seen that one? I assume, Nick, you've seen that porno, and if you haven't, well, don't. I advise you not to see it, unless you're bored. But I digress. But yeah, it was fucking horrible. I mean, she didn't even fucking. She was faking all that shit. I mean, she looked like she was bored. She wasn't even screaming that loud either. Felt bad for the guy banging her. Huh. And a lot of people saying China's porns were bad. One Night in China was okay, nothing great. Nothing great. No offense to X-Pac, I mean, Sean Waltman, I mean, but and God bless China. I mean, God bless Joni. May she rest in peace. It really should be in the Hall of Fame. But is it gonna happen? Probably not, because Triple H and Stephanie have something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with what's Stephanie and Hunter's problem with not putting China in. Why did they put her in when she died a couple years ago? Why didn't they put her in right then and there? You know why? Because they had a hard on for guess who? Beth fucking Phoenix. Because Edge whispers something in Vince's ear and Hunter's ear. Hunter's like, oh, that's great. That's great, Adam. Yeah, that's great, Adam. Let's put your wife in. And then Vince is like, yeah, let's do it. If you don't like it, Adam, you're fired. Let's piss off the fans. Put Beth fucking Phoenix in the fucking Hall of Fame. Why? Why? The Hall of Fame is a joke. Anyway, it's a joke. Oh, they'll put the people that should go in the Hall of Fame, like the NWO, like Batista, like JBL. But they'll put stupid people in, like the Bella Sluts. And Beth fucking Phoenix, who don't deserve it right now. Maybe 10 years down the line, but not right now. I'm still petitioning for Melina to go in. I told Melina to her face, I'm petitioning for her to get in the Hall of Fame. She thanked me. She gave me a big hug and kiss. Yeah, Melina gave me a big wet one. And no, I didn't come in my pants when it happened. Huh. But I digress. Other women should go in before these women who have only been there for like maybe 5 to 8 years. They're not Hall of Famers. They're not legends like Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox is not a legend. She's a fucking Rihanna wannabe. people like, you know, people like Gail Kim, Melina, Jazz, Victoria, Tara, whatever you want to call her. They should all go in. Dawn Marie, even though she really didn't do much. They should all go in. Miss Elizabeth should have went in first. No, I mean, no disrespect to Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah, but really, the first lady of professional wrestling, not Maria Kanellis, Miss Elizabeth should have been number one. Number fucking one. They're pulling a Batumi Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. How long did it take Randy Savage to go in? Years. Now, I don't know when they started the Hall of Fame. I think it was in the early 90s, maybe. It's been almost 30 years since Miss Elizabeth hasn't been in. It's going to get around 30. Miss Elizabeth should go in. Bull Nakano should go in. Who else? The Jumping Bomb Angels. I can't think of her name. Judy Martin. We all remember Judy Martin. If you don't know who Judy Martin is, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like I said, half this fucking website's full of fucking millennial retards. Just saying. It's a fucking shame. It's a fucking shame. Anyway, enough about that. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, Nick Raw is the cure for insomnia. That's like us. WWE Network on Peacock is gonna screw those who have the WWE Network app on their phone. Yeah, basically. I mean, it makes no sense. What, it's not going to be. I really don't think it's going to be a success. I think it's going to be a complete bomb, and the WWE Network will be non-existent. Peacock will still be good, but the WWE Network will go bye-bye. I mean, they're already off ESPN. ESPN is not even doing shit with the WWE anymore. Huh? Sucks to be you, Vince. But I mean, if you are a WWE mark, and there's a lot of these fucking WWE marks on this fucking website, a bunch of fucking retards that they are too, but it is what it is. Yeah, if you want to continue, watching the WWE Network and the product, you got to make a Peacock account. You can't just transfer over your account, which they should have done. But did they do it? No. Because WWE be stupid. Or as Grimm's Toy Show says, too stupid. But fuck Grimm. But it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, 5 years, $1 billion just to buy out the WWE Network. Because NBC wants Peacock to be this big, humongous streaming service. Good luck with that. When you got other streaming services like Netflix and Hulu and Apple and other things, it's just stupid. But yeah, Peacock's gonna screw the fans, and they're gonna screw them in a really bad way. That's that. The internet marks ruined wrestling. Yep, been that way since when the Attitude Era started. Marks killed wrestling, and they're still doing it to this day. Oberg should have retired. Yep. I think after he left at WrestleMania 20, should have just never came back. I mean, maybe for like Raw Legends Night or some shit like that, but not for a fucking meaningless 2-month title reigns, and not good matches either. With Kevin Owens and with Braun Strowman and even with Drew McIntyre. It was probably going to happen with Drew McIntyre. And then the one he had with The Undertaker almost killed The Undertaker. Fucking shit. Goldberg's garbage. I mean, fucking leave. Go be with your kid and your wife. Go sell cars like I think he used to do. Whatever he was doing when he was gone for so long. Nobody cared about Goldberg. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay. Nick seen Sonny's porno. He can handle anything. I'm sure you can. It is what it is. This generation of wrestling fans are fickle. They're fickle. They're a bunch of fucking marks. Fucking don't know anything about the old days of wrestling. They think everything is John Cena this, Roman Reigns that. WWE is the greatest promotion in the world. Vince McMahon's a god. This and that. Shut the fuck up. The WWE is garbage. The product is garbage. And I'm going to get into this. I know I wasted time without talking about this. The second topic. The WWE product right now, over the last few years, has just sucked. And the last 3 years, just been really bad for the WWE. Ratings are going down. Raw's ratings have gone way down. I mean, they got they did 1.82 million views this week, which was down from last week, down a smidge from last week. Nobody, I hate to say it, but nobody's watching wrestling because the product is garbage. Especially the WWE is garbage. Nobody wants to watch anything on Monday night. The only thing that the WWE has is NXT. People actually would watch NXT, but NXT's ratings are not that great. Unless AEW's not on. They'll actually get maybe like 800, 900,000 views. And as much as I love AEW, their ratings are not even that great. They should be getting over 1 million views. But they're getting 600,000, 800,000, 945,000, stuff like that. But when NXT goes bye-bye off Wednesday nights, we'll probably see AEW get 900 to possibly 1 million views every Wednesday night. Because people are going to be invested in watching AEW on Wednesday night and not watch hockey when it comes around in October. When NXT moves to Tuesday or Thursday. NXT will get a lot of views on either Tuesday or Thursday night because nobody watches anything on Tuesday nights or Thursday nights. It is what it is. And that brings me, like I said, I apologize for going so long with my first topic and going off on tangents and everything, but I don't care. My show, I can do whatever the fuck I want. But the second thing I want to talk about, I'm going to briefly talk about this before I end this shindig. The whole thing, like I said, with the WWE product being so bad, it's so bad that guys from the past hate it. And one guy in particular that hates the product and has gotten a lot of heat for it is the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, the Phenom, the Undertaker. So Taker goes on the Joe Rogan show, or the podcast, or whatever he has. Fuck Joe Rogan, by the way. So he goes on the show, and he's talking about. I think Joe Rogan brought up, what do you think of the WWE product right now? So Taker says it's garbage. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch on Monday night and Friday night. And being an Undertaker mark like I am, I agree. I agree with the Undertaker, and I think a lot of people do. A lot of people on Twitter and Instagram and here on this lovely website of YouTube, most people agree with the Undertaker. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, but unless you're a WWE mark, you think the WWE's great when it's not. But Taker is right. The product is garbage. It's hard to watch every week. It's really, really hard to watch. It's basically almost the same matches that we see every week. Same fucking champions. They just rinse and repeat, or they steal from AEW like they did with Bayley's Ding Dong Hello talk show. Where did that come from? Let me guess. A certain female dentist named Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby. Where do you think Bayley's show came from? WWE isn't original. They have no original ideas. They have dumb people who should not be even involved in wrestling. They have soap opera writers or little to no experience in wrestling. Get them out, really. I mean, they hired a new female to of something. I forget what it was, creative writing or some shit. They just hired her. Like she's gonna help? Nope. You put Edge on SmackDown to help out. That's not gonna work. Daniel Bryan being on, trying to help out on SmackDown. That's not gonna work. I mean, they have experience, but not gonna work. Bruce Pritchard is garbage. His ideas are dumb. His ideas are fucking dumb. That's why Raw and SmackDown are doing so bad. Because he can't. I mean, the guy that played Brother Love, I love you. He can't think of an original thought. And he had to get saved by fucking Paul Heyman, because Heyman knows what the hell he's doing. And Heyman should be fucking writing Raw and SmackDown. But did they do it? No. They put him on Raw, and then they fucking fired him. Not they didn't fire him. They got rid of him. They took him off. Or he was running SmackDown. One or the other. They took him off. And they put Bruce Pritchard on both shows. And where the ratings going? The ratings are garbage. At least, even with Heyman on the writing team, the ratings weren't good. But at least with Heyman, he wanted to push stars like Cesaro and certain other stars like Aleister Black and everything like that. But they have these fucking yes men sucking up the Vince, sucking his grapefruits and everything. Let me just move my chair. Chair's fucking shit. I need a new chair. I need a gaming chair. If I had $200, I don't, but I got lots of bills to pay, so I can't even put down a down payment on a gaming chair. But it is what it is. But yeah, going back to my original point, Taker is right. Taker is fucking, right. The product is garbage. And the WWE is a sinking ship. And when Vince dies in the next maybe 5, 10 years, maybe, who knows? Because Vince's health's not doing so. It's not great. It looks like he's has Alzheimer's already. He's getting something. When Vince dies, like CM Punk said, the WWE is not going to be that great because Hunter and Stephanie and probably Shane are going to take over. And Hunter and Shane are not even on the same page. I read something today that Hunter and Shane have legit heat against each other. Family squabble. There's something wrong. And people saying that Shane McMahon should be in the Hall of Fame. Hold on a second. Shane McMahon in the Hall of Fame, really? I know he's going to get in eventually, but not anytime soon. Stephanie's going to eventually go in. Vince is definitely going in. Vince, really, you can't have a Hall of Fame without Vince McMahon. Junior, not senior. Senior's already in. It's junior. Shane's eventually going to go in. Stephanie's eventually going to go in. Hunter's going to go in eventually. I don't know when. Vince is definitely probably go in when either before he dies or when he dies. But I can't predict the future, and if I did, I would be a millionaire or billionaire like Tony Khan. But if I could predict the future, I don't see a good future for the WWE. I don't. They don't have stars. I mentioned in my Raw review, they don't have stars. Same fucking people with the belt. They don't build stars either. They have all this talent from NXT, who are so good, and they bring them up to the main roster, and what happens? They get crapped on. They get crapped on. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, not Cesaro, because Cesaro wasn't in NXT. Aleister Black, Lacey Evans, even though she's having, she's in a semi-okay feud with Charlotte now. But Lacey should have been women's champion. They didn't do that. Nikki Cross came from NXT. Where is she now? In catering. Naomi came from NXT. Started off slow. Then, she won the SmackDown Women's title, blah, blah, blah. And then we haven't seen her since. They screwed up Naomi. They almost screwed up Ciampa and Gargano. Thankfully, they sent him back to NXT. Because, they just would have stayed on the roster. Probably wouldn't have seen Ciampa and Gargano much on Monday Night Raw. They screwed up Ricochet. Ricochet should really, his contract's ending soon. He's probably going to go to AEW and, probably go back to being either him, being Ricochet or going back to being Prince Puma. Who knows? But he's on his way out. They messed up freaking Matt Riddle's debut. Had him in a feud with AJ. He loses against AJ when AJ had the Intercontinental title. Keith Lee debuts on Raw. Made his debut on Raw. And what happens? He fucking loses by disqualification to Randy Orton because of Drew McIntyre. Keith Lee's getting misused. And now that Rhea Ripley's going to probably be on the main roster probably after the Royal Rumble, guess what's going to happen to her? Goodbye to your career. You'll be a star for a couple of months. Bye-bye. Then bye-bye. You're in mid-card hell. Or not even you're either in mid-card hell, low-card hell, not even on the show, or you're in catering with Naomi and Tamina and Natalya. That's it. The product is garbage. I agree with The Undertaker 1,000%. But then you got Drew McIntyre bashing The Undertaker because, like, he's saying, like, you're a legend. You shouldn't talk like that. You're a legend and stuff like that. I mean, the man has his own opinion, Drew. Come on. You, of all people, Drew McIntyre, should know that the product sucks. But you're the voice of reason and everything. You're the WWE champion. You got, you come out and you say, you thank the fans and everything. You play the good guy. That's fine and dandy. I mean, but you're defending Vince. You're sucking on his grapefruits because you don't want to get fired again. And that's what most of the WWE superstars are doing right now. They're sucking on Vince's, not ginormous, but his senile 75-year-old fucking cock. Because they don't want to get fired. And they can't speak their mind because, Vince shoot them down. He won't release them. He'll just throw them in mid-card hell and jobber hell. The way it is. The WWE is garbage. Wrestling isn't like it used to be back in the 80s, back in the 90s with the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, the birth of TNA, the birth of Ring of Honor, the birth of CCW, New Japan, even though New Japan is, kicking ass and everything, but that's the only good thing about wrestling is New Japan. And to an extent, AEW. That's it. The WWE isn't the machine that it used to be. It needs some oil. It needs a good injection. And I'm not talking about poison like the NWO. And Vince is going to kill it. He's basically killing his company. Not with a lethal dose of poison, with maybe cyanide, but, his company's going down the toilet. The ratings are garbage. They're getting 1.4s. Except for SmackDown because it's on a major network and on Fox they're getting like 2 million views maybe because it's on Fox. USA Network is not a major network. It's not. If people think the USA Network's a major network, it's not. Just showing fucking reruns of Law and Order and CSI and other garbage shows like Chrisley Knows Best. And then they show them, Miz and Mrs., which is actually a good show, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's show. That's actually good programming. Other than that, it's fucking reruns of Law and Order and CSI. Not CSI, and what's that damn show called? NCIS or whatever it is. That's all it is. And then they'll show random movies like The Avengers or, Fast and Furious. And they're actually using curse words. Yo, yeah. If you watch Stone Cold Steve Austin show on Monday night, Tiffany Haddish was saying the S word. She was saying shit left and right. No bleeping. Huh. So much for censorship. I mean, really. The WWE is garbage, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care about what you fucking WWE marks think. I don't care what your opinion is. Face the facts, like Brian Myers says. Face the facts. The WWE is fucking dead. It's dead. D-E-A-D, dead. It's done. And when Vince goes, Hunter, Sean, Stephanie, and Shane, not going to save it. They're going to try, with their star. They're going to try to save it with stars like maybe Adam Cole, baby. But you really think Adam Cole, baby, is going to save the WWE? You think he's going to be the face of the WWE? No. As much as I want him to be, he's not. They're going to still have Roman. They're going to still have Drew McIntyre. Probably still have Randy Orton, not his voice. Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins when he comes back. Braun Strowman when he comes back. Cesaro, Sheamus, Miz, Morrison. And the women, the not so good women's roster that they got, minus Asuka, Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte and Becky. That women's roster is garbage. I'm sorry. Women's wrestling is not even good anymore. I mean, not to diss the women on AEW Dark or on when they used on Dynamite, like Britt Baker and Nyla Rose, the Native Beast, and Hikaru Shida, and Ty Conti and my sweetheart Anna Jay of the Dark Order. And if you don't like Anna Jay, you're a little bitch. And other girls are on that show. Like Allie the Bunny and all the indie stars that are on Dark, like Evilise and Diamante and like Shauna and Davienne and Red Velvet and Gabby Ortiz and stuff and women like that who are indie stars that just trying to make a living and trying to to get noticed on TV, and then basically on Dark because they want to get showcased. And I don't know why. Well, why does Dark have like 25 fucking matches? I mean, really? How long is Dark? Like an hour? Maybe 2 hours at most? 25 matches? Overkill. I mean, I know they gotta get all their the indie stars that they're trying to bring up, like Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela and Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and that little runt Marco Stunt, and the Acclaimed Max Caster and Anthony Bowen and everybody like that. The Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. They want to showcase them, but you're not gonna see them on Dynamite every week. They just Dark is just basically a showcase for all these indie stars that nobody knows about. And the one time they do go on Dynamite is the last time you see them. I mean, last week we saw Nick Camarado face John Moxley. He was on Dark as well. Nobody knows who Nick Camarado is unless you're in the Northeast. What the hell? People. I saw on Twitter and I saw on Instagram. I saw on on Twitter basically. Who the fuck is this guy? He looks like Hercules Hernandez. Basically, nobody knew who Nick Camarado was. No one knows who Griff Garrison is. Nobody knew who Sonny Kiss was, unless you were in the Northeast. Nobody knows who Joey Janela is, unless you follow CCW. Or Kip Sabian. Or Penelope Ford, because they came from CCW. Nobody knew who Akira Shida was, because she came from Japan and Stardom. Nobody knew who Riho was. We haven't seen Riho God knows how long. I miss her. Little old Riho. Not little old Riho. Little young Riho. Nobody knew who she was. Unless you follow Stardom. I'm not going to answer. I know just latest comment is, but I know who he is. But it is what it is. He asked what was the first live event I attended. WrestleMania 1. I'll answer the question, but I've had a history with you. But anyway, I'm not gonna delve into that category, that shit. But first wrestling event I attended was WrestleMania 1. Back at the Garden. Very first one, WrestleMania 1. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, wrestling is, not the same as it was in the 80s and the 90s and part of the 2000s with the Ruthless Aggression era, the birth of TNA, the birth of Ring of Honor, New Japan was starting to get big. Wrestling nowadays, not so good. Nobody cares now. It's like you wait for, after the weekend. Anyway, after when the weekend ends, you wait for Monday night. You get ready for Monday Night Raw, and you're just like, why am I? Then you look at what Monday Night Raw brings: 3 hours of boredom. You're like, yeah, why am I watching this? I could be doing something else on Monday night. Watch something else. Not that there's anything good on Monday night, besides unless it's Monday Night Football, or a baseball game, or a hockey game on, or a basketball game. And then you wait till Wednesday. Back then you didn't have wrestling on Wednesday night. Back in the 80s, you had Tuesday Night Titans. Then you had it on Monday, when Monday Night Raw started back in the early 90s. Back in the 80s, all you had was Tuesday Night Titans, and then Superstars, Wrestling Challenge, Wrestling Spotlight. And basically that, most of those shows were, Wrestling Challenge and Wrestling Superstars were on the weekend. Wrestling Spotlight was late at night on the MSG network. Not even before the MSG network came. It was on Saturday nights. Late Saturday night. Nobody was still for that. All us old school guys like myself, it's hard to watch sometimes. Wrestling hasn't been the same since the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. Those times are gone. Even when Ring of Honor was big when it first started, with guys like Bryan Danielson and Nigel and Samoa Joe and Punk and Homicide, and even Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, Kevin Steen, Generico, the guy that plays Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, but Taker is right. Taker is 1,000,000% right. Wrestling is wrestling, and the WWE product is garbage. Especially the WWE product is garbage. And the only thing that we can actually watch that's actually entertaining is AEW. Because that's on a major network. You know, TNA is on Access TV, but not that many people watch TNA. Even on Twitch, not a lot of people watch it. Ring of Honor's on, I think, Pursuit or whatever. I don't know where it is now. I get to watch it on the site, but that's what, you know. No, I wish Ring of Honor had a fucking major TV deal so we can all watch Ring of Honor. But we gotta, we're relegated to watching on the website for a certain amount of price, a certain price. The same thing with New Japan, even though I get it for free. But imagine, New Japan was on Access TV, but it was showing old stuff. They're showing the current stuff, but they were showing stuff from like a month or so ago. And then they started actually, when they showed the G1 when it was over, they started showing the G1. They showed Wrestle Kingdom, and right after Wrestle Kingdom was over, the week after, Access TV showed most of the big matches from Wrestle Kingdom. But I don't think New Japan's even on Access TV anymore, which sucks. Wrestling has just gone down the shitter since 2010, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think that the main thing that killed wrestling was the PG era. That's what killed wrestling. You have your own opinion. That's fine. But my eyes, and in my opinion, which matters most, the PG era killed professional wrestling. The sport, and yes, it is a sport. It is not sports entertainment. Wrestling is a sport. I'm just saying. You want to debate me? Go ahead. I don't care. Go through millennial ideas that wrestling is sports entertainment. I'm just going to come back with you with facts and that wrestling is a sport since long ago, the 1940s, 1950s. Back then, there was no such thing as sports entertainment. Because wrestling was a sport. I'm not talking collegiate wrestling, because that's a sport. That's high school stuff and college stuff. Not major. If you want to think it's major, but that's fine with you. But professional wrestling, like the WWE, like TNA, like Ring of Honor, CCW, and everything else, all the indie stuff, all that is in a big ball called a sport. Wrestling is a sport, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, the sport of professional wrestling, not so good. Not good at all. The WWE product is garbage. Like Taker said, it's garbage, hard to watch. And all WWE has is NXT. That's all WWE has right now. It's just NXT. the WWE just had what they had. They had that show with all the Indian wrestlers on it. What's it called? Uh, Wrestling Spectacle or whatever the crap it was. It was whatever it was. It was fucking boring. Just to get their India, the people, their fans in India to watch. That's all it was. It was a spectacle for the Indian fans, and to get people in the United States and around the world to watch this crap. I didn't watch it. I didn't care. WWE wants to broaden their horizons and blah blah blah, and have different things around the world. In India and Japan and Brazil, I think, and Mexico and Puerto Rico. That's fine and dandy, but we're gonna ever see them on major TV? No. Even the people on NXT UK. We're not going to see them on major TV. We're not going to see them. We'll barely see them on NXT or on the main roster. I mean, Alexander Wolf came back last week to. I thought he was going to beat the crap out of Fabian Aichner and Marcel Barthel, but he came back because I think he was injured. So he got back with Imperium. So basically, 3/4 of Imperium are back on TV because they barely show Imperium because now they're in the Dusty Cup. That's probably the last time we'll see Imperium on TV. We're not going to see Walter unless you have the network. I'm not going to see any of those stars from NXT UK come over. Unless they have unless you watch NXT UK Takeover or whatever, that's the only time you're going to see the stars of NXT UK. That's it. All these people from the whole thing with these wrestlers from India was just to showcase them, and that's it. But nobody cared. I didn't care. I got better things to watch than that. Really. That's all I got to say about that. Wrestling has just gone downhill. It's hard to watch. I mean, especially WWE. It's hard to watch. And as a long-time wrestling fan since 1978, the only thing I can watch, the only promotions I can watch right now is AEW and New Japan, and a little bit of Ring of Honor. That's it. That's the only thing that excites me right now is AEW, New Japan, and Ring of Honor. I can't stand WWE. I'll still watch the shows because I got nothing better to do. It's sad. It's fucking sad. Like I said, I've been watching wrestling since 1978, back in the AWA, back in the years of the NWA and World Class Championship Wrestling and stuff like that. That's old. That's how old school I am. 78, ladies and gentlemen. When I was a little bitty Hulkster dude, watching wrestling when I was 2-3 years old with my grandpa. Watching Nick Bockwinkel and Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund, and then when as the years got on, Hulk Hogan brother, which really got me into WWE. So I didn't know what WWE was until I saw Hulk Hogan brother. I started off as watching the AWA and watching the UW, well not the UWF, but basically the AWA World Class Championship Wrestling. and the NWA. The Crockett years, before it became WCW, before Ted Turner took it over. I'm just sick. I'm just sick. I'm not sick of wrestling. I watch wrestling until I'm fucking 95 years old, in a fucking wheelchair, in my house, not this house, but in a house. We're watching wrestling until the day I die. But the future of wrestling, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the future is for the WWE right now. I mean, it couldn't get any worse. I think AEW have a good future. Ring of Honor got future stars coming in. To an extent, a little bit of TNA. New Japan, it's got the same guys, but they're bringing in new people here and there. Mostly Japan guys, not nobody from the States really, except for Leo Rush maybe. But that's it. Wrestling has not been the same since the 80s and 90s, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, Taker is 100% right. The WWE product is garbage. It is fucking garbage. But that's all I gotta say about that. This is how disgusted I am with the wrestling product right now, with the WWE. And I love the WWE. I mean, I've said some ever since I started on YouTube. I've had rants, legendary rants about the WWE. Legendary rants that have gone on NoDQ.com. Not one video, but 2 videos. But now that they're gone, they're dead and gone now. But sucks. I've gone on many rants with the WWE that are fucking legendary. But right now, I'm not a fan of the WWE right now. Besides, NXT and a good buddy Adam Cole, baby. That's it. That's the only reason I watch the WWE is for a few select wrestlers. Like the Undisputed Era, and the man who steals my move, Randy Orton, and Keith Lee. I could give 2 shits about the WWE right now. I don't care. But I'm going to watch the product because, like I said, there's nothing else to watch. I watch AEW until it folds, until Tony Khan loses a lot of money, or Cody and the Bucks, retire. When Jericho's got to retire soon, he's 50 years old. It is the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got to say about that. And I'm not gonna go any further with that. So that's all I got to say about that. Thank you all for watching. Leave me your thoughts and opinions about everything I said in this video, about Taker and what he said about the WWE product, the Royal Rumble, Cena possibly winning the Royal Rumble, all the other stuff I talked about, Bray Wyatt, Edge, and everything else that we talked about in the last hour and a half. But that's all for that. So thank you all for watching. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to smash that like button to death. Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and all my other channels as well. Links are down below in the description box. Want to follow me on social media? You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Maybe I'll follow you back. Maybe I won't. But if you're a true fan, if not, get the fuck off. go play with yourself. And that's all I got to say about that. So don't forget to share the video, leave a comment, questions, whatever you want. And most importantly, don't forget to tap that bell. So whenever I go live or whenever I do a video, you'll get notified. Hopefully YouTube will notify you when I go live and when I do a video, so you never miss a beat. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, so we got AEW Dynamite and NXT coming up in a couple of hours. Gonna get ready for that. Should be some good stuff tonight. And on the best night of the week for wrestling. That's all I got to say about that. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. I got other things to do right now, so I'm going to go do them, watch some more TV, just relax. And that's it. So thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. And if you're not down with that, fuck you, man. That's it. Get the fuck off my channel and go rotate on my dick. And that's all I got to say. All right. That's it, everybody. I'm out. Peace, bitches.